Lahi whom, Mane noon for them from us. Star 6, mute your phones, everybody. Lahi whom, Mane noon for them from us. Amtum at their Karakum, they are with you all. Amtum at their Kara noon, they are all with us. Amtum at their Jawif Nia, they are inside me. Amtum at their Nia Wu Anukihum, they are me and I am them. Yai Ashu Ray, O divine loving way. Asmu J noon, listen at us. Yei Najaru Apuk noon, O overseers, accept us. Anun Athir Mukradukum, we are you all's children. Yei Najaru Apuk noon, O overseers, accept us. Apuk noon, accept us, accept us. Yei Najaru noon, O our overseers. Anun, Atun, Atun, Amun. All right. Katat, are you here? Africa. Katat, are you here yet?
I'm here.
All right. You have something you're going to share with us?
Mainly I had a question that I came up with I wanted to ask.
All right, I'll do my best.
I wanted to ask, because I've heard before that Dr. York said he came to continue the work of Marcus Garvey. So I wanted to know, where does Marcus Garvey fit in the baton race?
Just earlier, you follow me? In other words, Marcus Garvey was a predecessor to Yanu and myself, just like Elijah was. In the baton race, Garvey predated Elijah, of course, right? So
right.
They all succeeded. We all succeed one another. But when you I believe in Elijah's Bush angels, messengers, in the final and last day, and I make no distinction between any of his Bush scriptures or his messengers. You follow? So we're all different beings from the same source, with the same message coming from a different perspective. That's all. You hear me?
I hear you.
All right. If we have a baton race and you select 8 of us to run it, right, against another team, and we win as a team the baton race, which one of us is responsible for winning out of the 6 people that you chose?
The whole team.
We all are.
That's right. You got it. No big or small in the eye of all. We all contributed. So Marcus Garvey played his role. Elijah played a role. You know, we all playing a role in getting us so across the finish line. I just happen to be the last elder. That's all. Are you ready? You ready to give us something, or what?
Yeah, I can. I wanted to read something about this Mother Atomic Gold. Let me try to
Thank you. And Walter in California, you're here, right?
This is Akin Amun Caffrey. I'm here.
Okay, Akin Amun Caffrey. I'm glad you're giving us your name. I love you. I know that you have some things on the human resonance too, right?
Absolutely. And if Sahar is here, I wanted him to talk a little bit more about it. Let me turn my
Very
TV
good. Are you here yet?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
All right. Okay, Katat, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find it.
Okay. Can you do the prayer for us since you're here right now?
Yes, twice. The prayer of Amun-Rayay, written by Panabab Yanun. The cook Sadok de Amun-Rayay. Unabab Momadu hu. Umadayat hu. Umuzer hu. Li Panan Zaman hu Wakat. Panabab Yanun. Kalal Hamada Ater Le Amun-Rayay. Natal Shilil Pa Patet Mupa Taha. Anuke Nawapu. I trust by way of Amun-Rayay and his master teachers and his papyri and his warner for this day and time, Panabab Yanun. All praises are for Amun-Rayay, the Thar, overseer of the heavens and the earth. I am Nuwapi.
Thank you. I wanted to say to you all, I know many of us have been programmed to believe that men came from a woman's rib, that women came from a man's rib. Everybody familiar with that, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm telling you right now, that's a lie. It's not true. And I'll give you scientific facts as to why it's not. Because men have XY chromosome, women have XX chromosome. And if you recall, a Y chromosome is just a broken X. So if you take one of those X's and break a stem off it, you got XY for male. You follow me? So what I'm saying is that a man has 2.5% less genetic material than a woman. You follow me? So he doesn't have everything it takes to create a woman, even if they try to do it like that. I mean, where would he get the material to make mammary glands or breast or vagina capable of internal and external orgasm? It's not part of his physiology. You follow me? All right, now that everybody's sufficiently depressed, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd drop that red hot skill in some ice water for you. Okay. Hi there. It's me again.
We love you.
I love you. All right, did you want to get finished? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, okay. I hear them sisters crying back there. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear we didn't come from a man's rib. Y'all get that whining up. And some of them, I can't see nothing but their teeth right now. I knew they'd lie about that gold shit. I knew it. Go ahead, get that.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to say something about this, the white gold, because I've come to notice that it seems when you know and exactly what it can do and what it's supposed to do, it works better than when you just take something blindly without knowing its maximum potential. So I found this in the Michael Tellinger book.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit, Katat. You know? So maybe might have to have you record that and then email it to me so I can play it in front of the next class clearly. You hear me? In the meantime, Walt and Har, you had... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Walt, and I'll pick off where you need me, brother.
Okay. This is coming from my notes, so y'all bear with me, okay? The big picture, right? So we were talking about the Schumann's resonance last class. And the big picture on that is that the Schumann resonance is the Earth's natural electromagnetic background hum. So what that means is when you're quiet and you're alone and you're meditating, that type of thing, this is how I understand it. It's that low hum that you're hearing all the time. It's not your refrigerator. It's not your electronics in your house. It's the actual frequency of the earth that you're hearing and feeling, if you're in tune with it, right? So what I wrote down, it's a set of very low frequency electromagnetic waves. These waves exist between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere, the electrically charged layer of the upper atmosphere. So basically, think of Earth as a giant resonating chamber, like a bell or a drum. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but lightning strikes the Earth around 50 times, rough 50 times per second worldwide. So that's where you get the humming sound that you're either feeling or that you hear, right? You can go outside and put your feet in the grass barefoot, and you can actually feel the vibration from that. What else did I want to talk about next? Each strike sends an electromagnetic energy around the planet, right? So the Earth gets trapped between the ground and the ionosphere. Only certain frequencies fit in this space. Those become the resonance that we talk about. It's kind of like how you play a guitar, right? I guess that's the way I can explain that. How you play a guitar and when you string only, like when you play a guitar and you string a guitar string and only it vibrates certain tones, like each note. You know what I mean? So when you strike the string for a C, it's gonna play only that C. Or if you strike it, you know what I mean? If you strike them all together, it's playing in harmony.
I do.
So, okay. And so why is it called resonance? A resonance happens when energy keeps reinforcing itself at specific frequencies. The system naturally prefers those frequencies. For Earth, the space between the ground and the ionosphere acts like a wave guide. The planet's size determines the notes it can play. Does that make sense to everybody? If it doesn't, I'll try to turn it. Okay.
It does.
All right. So the main frequencies, this is important, but it's real simple. The main frequencies that we have in the Schumann resonance are 7.83 hertz, and then you have higher harmonics too. So it's like I think they're 14. They're 14 hertz, 20 hertz, 26 hertz, and 33 hertz. And each one of those has a little decimal in between, because not every note is a true just a whole number. So it's off in between there every now and then. It's kind of like how you cry, right? You don't cry in tune, do you? Not everybody sings perfectly in tune, right? That's exactly how the Earth is. That's what keeps our frequencies balanced, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
These are cycles per second, not radio stations or sound waves you can hear. And I think Hart was talking to me about that before too. He was telling me I'm gonna let him get to that in a second. All right, and then I wrote down. So what does the 7.83 hertz mean in plain terms? So hertz is how many times something repeats per second. That's all that means. How many times something repeats per second. 7.83 hertz equals about 8 gentle pulses per second. Now, I wanted to relate this, and this is what was really interesting. I'm going to let Hart talk about this in a minute as well, but they're building a quantum computer right now where they want to try to take, resources from other dimensions and bring it back into our own. This computer that they're making, it beats about the same time, like a heartbeat. People who said they've been around it, they have these 8 gentle pulses per second. So it's literally, and the chip is about the size, the heart of this thing, the chip is about the size of your thumbnail. And this thing, it beats like a heart, like a human heart. 8 gentle pulses per second. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to recreate like a biological type deal. And I could be wrong by saying that, but that's That's how I understand it. All right. These are extremely slow compared to Wi-Fi, radio, or cell signals. So it's slower than what's in your house, on your router, or on your smartphones or your dumb phones, right? So for comparison, Wi-Fi is billions of cycles per second. So let's try to imagine right now we have these phones, these smartphones, billions of cycles per second. That's running through our bodies. Those same waves are running through our bodies right now as we speak. Your phone may be, away from you. However, you still got your router in your house that's sending that signal. Billions of cycles per second. That's really fast, right?
Yeah.
And I'll let Hart explain that how it affects our bodies, because he gave a really good explanation on that. So FM radio is millions per second. And then when you got the Schumann's resonance, it's single digits per second. Remember, I just said 7.83 hertz. All right. So another question, is this a new discovery? No, it's not. It was predicted mathematically in 1952 by physicist Winifred Otto Schumann. Experimentally confirmed shortly after. It was well established in the atmospheric and geophysical science. It's taught in physics, atmospheric science, space, and weather studies. So, how does this affect humans? What we know for sure is that humans evolved inside the electromagnetic environment. These frequencies overlap with brainwave ranges, alpha and theta. So, again, like I was saying to y'all, this stuff really does affect our bodies in terms of, chaos. We were talking about chaos last class. And I'll let Hart talk about this in more depth, but, they've even weaponized chaos at this point. This is why we wake up sometime feeling like, we just want the world to burn, and we watch it and watch it. Sometimes you don't know why, It's present. It's always present day and night. You can't see it, but it's there. All right. No matter what, while you're sleeping, this is why Amun, wants us to play these tapes while we're sleeping, for your psychic defense. It's also going to help you with the Schumann's resonance.
That's right.
What is still being studied, whether or not it has a subtle biological effect. Well, we know that already, right? We can see that in every day, like what's going on in the news with people killing each other, all this stuff. We know it's affecting people biologically. Whether or not it plays a role in the circadian rhythms or in mood regulation. Again, absolutely, it does. We know it does.
Well, let me interject. This confirm what you're saying is true. A lot of people refer to this syndrome as end times madness. So when you watch the news and you see all these mass murders, people going to schools, killing 30 children, etc., blowing up boats, trying to start wars all over, that's that's emblematic of the symptoms of that syndrome, okay? And I just wanted to add that, yes, Tiamat, Mother Earth, is a living organism just like we are. And that resonance, as it rotates on its axis, she sings, me. That's the sound that she makes when she sings. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, thank you. And this is where I kind of left off, and I wanted Hard to kind of elaborate on this for me as well. But we know that the frequency stays stable. The amplitude and strength is basically the amplitude is the strength of the frequencies, right? They can vary due to solar activity. We know that already, and storms, right? They're saying it's not I can't find anywhere on the internet. Now the internet is telling us that the Schumann resonance is not increasing and causing chaos, but we know that to be false, right?
Right.
We know that it's causing a bunch of chaos.
It's already
another thing
recently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The internet is also saying, which I kind of go against. The internet is also saying that it's not a spiritual frequency that awakens people, right? We know that's not to be true.
That's right.
And these are all just things saying, okay, so then they're saying it's not man-made, you know, and I had a question about that. I mean, I feel like it's definitely a man-made thing. It's natural, right? It's coming from us. We're creating it inside of here. I mean, this is where we develop. This is where we
the human resonance
evolve. Yeah, right. Well, we're contributing to it, right?
Yes, we are. What it is the earth is a living organism, like I said. It even has a gender. The earth is a female, and the sun is a male. And with his life-giving rays, he's constantly impregnating the earth, and it's always giving birth to plants and trees and flowers and animals and people. Yeah, earth is a female, and it's giving birth all the time from the life-giving rays of the sun. But I'd like to hear what else you were saying. Go ahead.
Thank you. And that was it. That was all I was going to say about that.
Well, that's very good. I appreciate that.
Right.
Abu.
Yes.
I'll pick up there, brother. Oh.
Go ahead, Bess.
What the bell tone got to do with our vibration, our hertz today?
Well, what it is that the earth is raising up in frequency, vibration. They call it the Schumann resonance. It's doubled since the dimensional shift about 2012, raising up in vibration. And since we're part of Gaia or Mother Earth, a lot of people are adapting to the frequencies. It raises up incrementally. It don't just start like that real fast till it shatters like that glass. On the commercial when Ella Fitzgerald hit that note and the glass shattered. You remember that, don't you?
Yes.
Right. The human body would shatter if it raised up and didn't have a chance to acclimate or adjust to the frequency. So what the earth does is systematically raise up in vibration, then it'll have it'll stall out for a minute and let you catch up to that frequency and adjust to it, then it'll raise up again, right? Like I said, it's doubled recently. But what happens is that everybody is not ready to make the ascension. And the people that are being left behind, they're not adjusting to the frequency. And this is causing mental instability, or what we call end times madness. Devils are going crazy, you understand? And they're confused, they're in derision. They don't know what's going on because they don't understand what's happening in the world or on earth. You understand? Because the frequencies are raising up faster and faster. They're still back with Barney Rubble, and we're here moving stars and healing people at thousands of miles away, you understand? With our mind. Now that's the difference in frequency. We're raising up into intellectual, spiritual beings, supreme beings, masters, gods. And they're being left behind in Hooterville, in Mississippi, with that old niggerism, you understand, and crackism. They back this mud ducks, skin suits, monkeys, and lizards. That's it. They're not adjusting. You follow me? And that's why it's important for everybody, like you said, to be getting these packages and listening to this information and creating a psychic self-defense and making sure that they're in tune with the right resonance and being with us, walking with people of like-minded beings, right? That vibrate on your frequency. Because you can stay in the world too much, you got to come out of her. Be ye not partakers of her sins, because you'll also have to receive of her punishments. You understand? So there's an old world that's being left behind, and people that can't adjust to the frequencies and raise up with it, they're being left behind with it. Are you following me? Is that clear to you, Bess?
Yes.
All right.
But
now,
I still can
go ahead.
But I still can, from my old days, I still can hear that bell sound. You know, when that bell rings.
Yeah.
I can still hear that bell sound.
I hear you. You're just a sensitive, you got a spiritual ear. You hear that with your inner ear just like you see some things with your third eye. You follow me?
I don't say.
That's right. Everybody's not hearing it. Because a lot of people not in tune with the spiritual realm. You hear me? And those are the unfortunate. Those are the unfortunate individuals that'll be left behind. They're dialed into the physical only. All right, Har, you had something to add. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good job, Brother Walter, and that was a real good question.
Thank you.
I'm going to pick off on where the brother left off at about the heart. It's interesting because the Schumann resonance can basically be described as the heartbeat of the planet. So, as Amun-Rayay just said, how the sun is male and the planet is female, and it's constantly helping the planet give birth with its rays. Those same rays was coming from the sun are electromagnetic waves. Well, the Schumann resonance is also electromagnetic waves. It's the natural frequency of the planet. And the shift is a quantum effect. So the electromagnetic frequency of the Schumann resonance is vibrating in standing waves sitting in a superposition.
Columnar waves, right?
Yes, indeed. So in that superposition that the waves are standing in the quantum effect, nothing actually happens until we observe it as the observers. And your cells, thus you come from the planet, your physical body comes from the planet. Your cells evolve naturally to be in tune with that frequency. So that goes right back into our moon. When our moon is saying that you got to be in tune with that shift, so you're also shifting. And this all goes down into the electromagnetic energy coming out of your own frequency. So this also ties into why we need to be chanting and speaking a language, because it deals with tones and frequencies and how we think, how we feel. It helps us to transform.
That's right.
So the quantum state that these superpositions of this electromagnetic energy sits in, it can be equated to quantum entanglement. So through the quantum realm, you can shift, and we're, as Amun has taught me, we're constantly shifting millions of times per second. You're not realizing it. So for us to raise our frequency, our cells and our body have to become back in tune with that.
All right.
When the brother set up the quantum computer, that is man-made material. So unnatural electromagnetic frequencies like from your microwave, from your cell phone can be harmful to you. But the natural occurrences of the nature of those natural electromagnetic frequencies from the sun and everything that's natural from the planet helps you raise the vibration. So the unnatural frequencies can lower your vibration. The natural one raises them.
That's right. You want to stay away from AI. That's why many cell phones can give you cancer. Right.
That's right.
Exactly. That's the difference between the man-made technology and the natural functions of the planet and the universe, which also deals with the tone of F that Amun talked to me about. I'm sure he's going to go into it in depth. The tone, the frequency key F. Ironically, everybody know that the word for beauty in the language is Nephir. Watch this, Walter. The word Nephir in the hieroglyphs, when you mention a guitar, it looks like a guitar, the symbol, but it's to take you on down to the heart. So it's an organ, and that's two meanings. Organ like as in an instrument, and organ as in your organ of your body, like your heart. But they're one and the same because they both are frequency.
Right. Like somebody, when they say, she pulled on my heartstrings, that's a true statement, basically. That's a real phrase.
That's right.
Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul, because your emotions can switch your frequency.
Observe.
Dua.
So you all have been very enlightening, and I appreciate it. And thank you, Katat, for everything. And I'm sorry that you couldn't come through clear enough tonight, but I'd like it if you would record what it is you're trying to communicate and send it to me, and I'll open up the next class with that. All right? Okay, anybody have a spiritual experience before we get on with the class?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Can you hear me clear?
Clear enough.
Okay. So, yeah, what I was getting ready to go into was about the white part of gold.
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what I was saying is similar to the concept of psychic self-defense. I was saying that it's best to know the full potential of a thing before you take it. You know, so you can really reap the benefits. You can see and feel it working, and you know exactly what it's doing, right?
Yes.
And I say that because I just took some gold a little while ago before class, and I usually take it before I go, let's say for a morning jog. I take it and get it in my bloodstream, and then I get my blood moving, and it gets throughout the body quickly that way. Or I take it before I go on a nature walk, or I go into a nature space, or I'm gonna put my feet on the ground. You know, I put my feet in the grass. I'll take it before I do something like that. But when I came across this set of information, it opened up my eyes a little more to the full potential of the gold. So I wanted to share that with you all.
Thank you.
The white, fluffy, powdery substance has the following properties. When exposed to a very small electrical charge, it absorbs the energy and stores it. It behaves like a capacitor and energy storage device, not a conductor, as some may think. It does, however, behave as a superconductor, conducting information instantly between one end and the other. That's why when you take it, it feels like your neurons are firing faster, your brain is working quickly, you're a lot sharper.
That's right.
Quicker. The powder also responds to tiny amounts of energy in a way that when it is exposed to minute amounts of energy, it floats and defies the laws of gravity. So, for instance, another thing, I usually take it before I do prayers and chants. So you get that energy in your body as the gold is flowing. And sometimes, for me, that's why it feels like I feel floaty when I take the gold and I do chants or I do something energetic. I start to feel floaty and light. Continuing, Hudson reports that in the lab, when he brought his hand up below with the flask, the low levels of energy in his hand caused the powder inside the flask to lift up and float.
Right.
It had no such reaction, however, to magnets or any other material tested.
You're speaking about David Hudson?
I'm not sure. It's the same guy from this Michael Tellinger book.
Right.
I'm not sure.
I know Hudson. He works a lot with gold. He's been doing it since the 50s. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that must be him then. This suggests that there are traces of monoatomic elements in our bodies,
right,
which repel the powder, just like the positive poles of two magnets repel each other. But the best part of Hudson's research is that at between 700 and 800 degrees Celsius, the powder disappears completely from sight. It leaves this dimension and enters another. As the temperature is reduced, the powder miraculously reappears at the same temperature at which it disappeared. According to Hudson, this is the information that the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, has been very secretive about and refused to publish any papers on. All right, one more paragraph. Furthermore, the energized powder is reported to give off a bright white light previously not seen by humans. This is a single frequency white light and not the light that breaks up into the primary colors of the rainbow. If you think this is all too much, wait, there's more. The healing properties of this powder are most mysterious, and this is most likely what Moses was doing in the desert. he was healing his people.
Mana.
And one of his recorded field lectures, Gardner reported on experiments performed by European scientists to determine the effect of white powder gold on human DNA strands. The presence of the white light seems to repair all genetic defects in our DNA, and it heals human cells from any disease they may exhibit. This is most likely what Royal Raymond Rife discovered in 1931 when he reportedly found the cure for all disease. A banquet was held in his honor on November 20th, 1931 in Pasadena, California, where 44 of the leading medical experts announced the end to all disease. Sadly, this discovery was quickly covered up and by the fraternities when they realized that this was a real discovery and would undoubtedly cause their demise. Rice is reported to have used a range of vibrational frequencies of sound and a specific frequency of white light to cure cancerous cells at will in his laboratory. So that's what I wanted to share about the white powder gold.
And I love you.
Taking it.
Now, a lot of people might be thinking about the gold that they received from me. Why is it not levitating or disappearing and doing a lot of things? Because what's difficult to find and extremely expensive is high-spin gold. Listen to what I'm saying. So you all should fan out and do research and find high-spin monatomic white powder gold. And then send it to me, and I'll add the 9 elements that should be added to it, and you transform it into God. I also want to inform those that don't know, I am the golden child. That's why I move stars and heal people. I am the golden child. And for those fallen angels that know it, you know, they come and try to, you know, like the females, they want to have, you know, be intimate with me and this, that, and the other. Not because they're necessarily attracted to me, but because they want me to share semen. That's how they get the gold. You understand? And I'm very standoffish about that. You follow? I'm not quick to do that. Now, I'm not saying I didn't lay with Marquita Love, but I never did go. I never did. You know, I'm not going into detail, but I didn't share no gold with her. I didn't get that up. I didn't give it up. You know what I'm saying? But Malachi brings certain people to me in the spirit and try to do that with bad devils, you know. And I know they witches and demons, and he try to do that. But yeah, this stuff is very real. But y'all should be fanning out in the internet and finding high spin gold. And I knew a man here in College Park, Georgia, from the Gold Coast in Africa, Quico Ando, a herbologist, and he used to manufacture gold, high spin gold, and he used to make plants light up, and he would levitate small objects like matchsticks and ink pens and pencils. You understand what I mean? So, but the last time he went to the Gold Coast to check on his farm, because he was growing a plant called Never Die there. That was so powerful that you would never die if you take it. That's what he was claiming the properties were. But they sent people from the Pentagon to his house and offered him a blank check not to bring it back to America. And they told him if he didn't take the check, they would give it to somebody else, the blank check, to stop him. And so he died on his last trip, and my friend hasn't been back yet. But Quico Ando told me a long time ago, he said, Ahmed, you and I are some of the 24 elders that existed thousands of years ago. And we were once all together. And we scattered out in different areas all over the earth. We made a pact to come together again at the end of time. And we created these crystal skulls and downloaded all the information in the crystal skulls before we separated. You follow me? Yeah. So, but... yeah. Believe me, they're aware of what's happening here. Like, how I said the natural energy, like Walt was saying, it is naturally happening, and they're trying to combat that with artificial intelligence. They're trying to create computers and artificial things, just like, what is that they have, instead of 5D, they have something else. They trying to, the phones, they're trying to get it all on what? No, 5G.
5G.
Yeah, they're trying to come out with 5G as opposed to 5D. You follow me? Artificial intelligence. The devil is physical, and he's trying to figure out ways to use mechanisms and machinery and computers to do what we do spiritually and soulfully. There's no comparison. You follow me?
Can't do it.
No, he can't. But he's trying, because that's the only thing he has. Because he's devoid of a soul. He doesn't have a spirit. He's only physical.
That's right.
So he can't make that lift, right?
That's
but
right.
I love you all. Now, who was that first question?
I have a spiritual experience I'd like to share.
Very good, very good.
Just to tie into, and I had no idea that they were going to discuss the resonance, but this morning when I got up and I was doing my routine and everything, and I was sitting still, and I just sit in a chair and just listen. I just get very quiet and listen. And then while I was sitting there, you know how your mind will wander and think on different things, and then it just got really quiet. Then I heard this humming. And I had to check to see if my chair was up against the wall or something, that I was receiving a vibration from the building that I was in. And then I made sure I wasn't touching the wall or touching anything, you know, laying up against the counter. And I just continued to hear it. And I was like, well, that's not the loud beeping sound that Amun talks about in class. It's not that. But it was a humming. It was like energy, if I had to explain it, like you were, you know, up against a transformer or something, a humming.
It's probably the human resonance. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
And like Bess, you
like,
tuned into it.
It was like, it wasn't a constant. It wasn't a constant tone. It was like it was a singing tone. It was like a song or something, because it wasn't. It wasn't like that. It was making tones, actually.
Well, the earth, she sings the song and she rotates on the axis. It's true.
Yes. And I was just amazed by that. And when I spoke with you earlier today, I was going to mention that, but the other thing took precedence. And of course, I feel that when I'm elevating, something always comes to distract me or take me away from that.
And that's why you need a psychic self-defense. Don't ever allow that.
Sure.
Thank you.
But I just want to share that with the family. Thank you.
And I love all of you. I'd like to share a little something. Yeah.
This is Asar. How you doing?
All right.
I got a question, Amun. When you were saying about the sun impregnating the earth with the rays that it's giving, right, that's a solar system. So the solar plex with the sun inside of us, what is that?
As above, so below.
Giving us new cells inside of us too?
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Right.
And thank y'all for sending your energy for me during my loss of my mother-in-law.
I love you. I've been working on that with light.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm always with you. Does the sister have something to say?
Yes. I had a spiritual experience the other day. I was dreaming, right? So I was playing like class videos while I was sleeping.
Very good.
And within my dream, I had saw a huge like craft, right? And it was like straight, like close, like it was like very close enough, like where like you can really see like the details of it, right? And then next thing you know, I see like, in my opinion, I felt like it was a sham, right? And the sham was like, it looked like to me like it was driving on the road, like you know how cars be driving, like it was just like really big and just driving on the road. And then I'm like, dang, like, I can't wait to share this in class, right? So I'm at the house and, like, obviously class is going on. And I'm like, every time I'm like, you would say, like, does anyone have a spiritual experience to share? I'm like, okay, I'm ready to share it. And then somebody in class would just interrupt me, and I'm like, dang, dog. So then sooner or later, I just never really got to share, but the class is still going on. And I was trying to listen to something that was, like, outside my door. And I was trying to turn down, like, the class down, like, all the way down, right? And every time I was trying to, like, turn the class down, like, it was the same, like, very loud volume. And I was just so confused. Like, I even took my phone and, like, in a different room, and I still could hear it, like, super loud. And then within the dream, I came to the realization that, like, I was dreaming, and then, like, class was, like outside of the dream and stuff like that. So, but I want to share that, though, on that.
Very good. What you were doing is you had bilocated without really knowing it. You were in two worlds right then. You hear me?
Yeah, I felt that. Yeah. I really realized that within the dream.
I love you. That was very powerful, and it's encouraging to me to know that you're on the right track. All right, now 5D shifter. Will you be going to the new earth? What does that even mean? How is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? How do we know if we're going to the new earth? And are those not going to die? What happens to them? I'm going to explain things from a scientific viewpoint. From what we know, it's just really scratching the surface to tell you not only how you can go to the new earth, but that you can start today to shift into it and start to experience some amazing things that are happening as you all are demonstrating. Right now, everyone has access to this. Are you ready? Let's get started. Welcome. I'm going to help you break through the barrier and live an amazing, awesome life. Are you ready to do this? All right. Okay.
Sure.
The Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is the documented frequency of the planet. This is science. The frequency of the planet is almost double what it has been in the past. It has reached a historic all-time high frequency. What is a higher frequency? Within a higher frequency, anxiety, depression, illnesses, all disappear because there's no imbalance in a higher frequency. A lower frequency is density, like physical, right? Scientists have proven that those humans below a 7.8 hertz frequency, which is where we want to be, or above, below that have symptoms of depression, anxiety, fear, and illness. This is all real stuff. Frequency counts. Now we know when you have a low frequency, you become ill. Your DNA literally, this is scientific studies that have proven this, your DNA literally gives up, all right? When you are going to high frequency, which is joy, love, peace, all these beautiful feelings, your actual frequency raises. You have an electromagnetic field. You have an electromagnetic field, as the two brothers were saying. Everything does. Actually, you have a field of radiation. It goes up. It opens up just like your DNA does. And the beauty is you affect other people's DNA. That's how you heal others, right? This is what is happening on the planet. The frequency is going up. Not on its own. We're doing it. She's evolving. She's evolving too, right? She's alive. beautiful energy, and as is everything I heard and beyond, we are contributing to the higher frequency, the planet. That means we're raising our frequency. That means we're awakening. It's really happening. We're doing it. The site and other planets within the solar system have also shifted into a different frequency, and it's definitely directly affecting us. So here's what's happening. If you have some of these symptoms, and maybe you don't concern yourself. There's no right or wrong to this. Many people are experiencing some bizarre feelings physically. Because it is real, the frequency, the planet, the solar system, the sun, are all affecting us physically. DNA is changing. That's a fact. It is absolutely changing. You know, all that space of DNA you call junk DNA that we didn't use is there for a reason. In other words, white people have a different system. Like they tell you in the medical field that your tonsils, your appendix, don't serve a purpose at all. And if they get inflamed, the first thing they do is remove them. Because your tonsils and your appendix don't serve a purpose. But that's what they say. The reality is everything in your body serves a purpose. You see, your tonsils and your appendix raise up in vibration in harmony with your black box, with your pineal gland, right? And when it does, it makes the inner light go to the base of your spine and then starts raising up your spine like an elevator. And that's what ascension is. That inner light that creates the constant body temperature in you regardless of outside temperature. So that if you live in Canada and it's below zero outside, you go outside, inside, your core temperature is still 98.6 because of that. That's evidence of an inner sun, an inner fire. That's also good off a light that if you're not spiritually in tune, you can't see. But the heat of that internal fire is unavoidable. You know it's there. As that light elevates up your spinal column, up all 7 chakras, it gets to the crown mold at the top of your head. Like I said, there's a thin, transparent, hollow tube attached to the top of your head. Transparent, it's thin like a cobweb. It's like the umbilical cord that attaches the baby to the walls of the uterus of the mother. So when that light gets up to the mouth of that tube, it raises up in vibration every night, causes that tube to expand in the opening like a woman dilated to give birth. Then the spiritual light, which is the real essence of you, travels out of your head or temple into the mouth of that tube. People call it a tunnel when they go through it at night. And as it gets halfway out your head and halfway in your head, for those people that are spiritually awakened, they can see an aura light all around you. Like on the pictures of Jesus and Imam Issa visits Egypt. You can see that aura on pictures that I've sent you of myself, and they call that Buddha enlightenment. You are an enlightened being when you can raise your lights up, and that light comes like, and it spreads over your crown molar, and that's when you become what they call an enlightened being. You follow me? Now, it is absolutely changing. You know, all that's okay. And so, like I told you, they call it junk DNA because they don't know what purpose it serves, right? Some point,
right,
it's happening. It's going to, see, this what they call junk DNA is going to kick in at some point, and it's happening. Same thing goes with our brain. Why do we have all this and we only use a fraction of it? Because it's there for when you were ready to use it. And this is equipment that you can start using that is pretty darn amazing. How do you access all of this? And what is the new earth? Okay, so we know that multiple dimensions You know, like they tell you, only use a small percent of your brain, but the rest of it is there for a reason. When you start using 100% of your brain, then you are definitely a deity. Exist. I'll give you an example. When a third-dimensional planet, that means that when we see things, then that's what we think we are. When you go to a fourth and fifth and beyond, you're not tapping into the unseen, of which really flows through the supposed material world. Nothing's really solid. Now, we know that's a fact because people think of themselves as a solid object, but the question is, if you're solid, what is an X-ray? All right. It is to be material. This is why you leave your body. You're no longer a physical body because your frequency raises when you go transition out of it. You leave that density, but you still take that energy field with you, so you don't get out of anything, right? Whatever you're doing here, what frequency you have, you're going to take it with you. Okay, so by that, the inference is, to those of you that are asleep in this, so shall you be in the next. So you're not going to go through this world here and be a dumbass nigga, a peckerwood, and then wake up on the other side, all of a sudden, epiphany. I got it, I'm woke, I understand it. No, that's, if you're stupid here, you're gonna wake up stupid in hell. So you're supposed to be spending your time on earth waking up. That's your purpose. Okay, you're going to take it with you, even though you leave the density of the body. So here's how the new earth works. This is my opinion. You don't have to believe me. But I do look to science to guide me on this. We live in a multidimensional existence, endless. They keep saying, oh, there's 9, oh, no, there's 12, no, there's 21, no, there's endless. The one has no limit, unlimited dimensions, which everybody has the capability to shift into. Now, here's what's going on. When you raise your frequency, you tap into another dimension. Why? Because the frequency of that dimension is different. And so the Schumann resonance is raising us up in frequencies. That's how we're going to raise up and look around. We're going to be in a new heaven, a new earth. That's why the stars are disappearing and the weather's changing. And you're seeing all these earth changes. Then a third level density frequency, which is where illness happens, right? It's a lower frequency. That's why I can't have anybody around me with low frequencies, because they'll keep bringing my frequency down. It'll literally make me sick. It's a lower frequency, so now we know higher frequency literally have been proven. Love, all these things can change the frequency of the planet. They documented this meditation, the Schumann experiment. They craved this many years ago and have done it several times to prove that they can change not only just the frequency, but the crime rate went down, illness went down, accidents went down. This is documented. This is documented science, all right? So we know our feelings and thoughts and beliefs are changing. Our frequencies out there changing. Other people's DNA. But here's what we all have. We all have free will. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe anything I say. You just turn the channel off now if you want. Here's the deal. Now you have free will, but when you go to a higher frequency, you're now trapped into things that seem a little cray-cray. Higher intuition. You might see things. You might experience some things with your third eye, or your inner ear. You can hear things. Somebody said, should we open the third eye? Why would you be afraid of your own powers? Of course, you can actually put blinders on. I saw a world experience where you can blindfold yourself, see nothing, and still weave things and see stuff. And that's what we are like. You know these experiments they have with these little kids, light workers, that they blindfold them, and then they hold up apples and cars, and the children tell you what's in front of them with completely blindfolded. They can see it just like with their physical eyes. All right. That's what we are. Like on the other side. And you can, don't believe me, check out everything I'm saying. It's right there. Okay. You can just look up children that can be blindfolded and still see objects. When you get out of the density of this body and you go to that higher frequency, you're accessing what you are when you're not in the body. That's all. You never lost touch with it. Now we know other dimensions exist, unlimited dimensions. So I'll give you an example with the ghost. People who lower frequencies, like they're attached to certain things, you know, in the world, or if that happens and there's a low frequency energy, might dwell in that dimension, even though they're out of their body. So if we might get to see them on occasion, we might get to see a ghost. That ghost, you know, when you see a specter or something, that's a disembodied soul, a person that died stupid, and they believe that the body is the real thing. That's them. When they see themselves in the mirror, they think that's really them. So they be standing around their own funeral, and the crowd, you take pictures. Sometimes the camera will pick up what the eye can't see. And you see this foggy image of a man or woman, androgynous being there looking confused down at the casket. Like, how can that be me and I'm standing up here? And what they do is they walk the earth all confused. They can't make it, they can't ascend. They're just disembodied souls. They're in hell. They're just walking around and they lost. They don't understand nothing. And what hell is they go home and they see their wife in bed with another man, their children calling him daddy. And this man or woman is driving their car, spending their money at the bank. They get so mad, they run to the drawer, they get a pistol in their hand, go through the drawer. They can't pick up no gun or knife or nothing. And they get so mad, one thought will burn 50 or 60 acres a week. I mean, they hot. And they thinking to themselves, God damn it, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to count to 10. This shit better be over. But they can count to 1,000,000. It's not over. They're going to be in hell until they raise up or make the ascension. If they never ascend, them devils going to just burn forever. It's going to get hotter and hotter. That's it. It's the fire kindled by the Most High that rises above the heart. There's a fire hotter than all earthly fire on the earth or the sun, hotter than selling torches. It's the fire kindled by the Most High that rises above the heart. And devils don't believe it's a hot fire, or they gonna find out it's real. Keep running around here negative and dumb like old black-ass devils. Some keep on being a pitchfork snake. I'm gonna show you. Okay. And get out of the density of this body and you go that high frequency. You're accessing what you see when you're not in the body. And you never lost touch with it. Now we know other dimensions exist, unlimited dimensions. Okay, let me see. You might get to see a ghost. That ghost, whether it's a residual energy or after person energy spirit, it's just a lower frequency, probably trapped. Sometimes, when I tell y'all to stay close to me, I mean just that. It's just somebody visiting you. And they're not a lower frequency at all. But they're not, and they're not stuck. So ghosts sometimes are just stuck because they're lower frequency and they don't realize that they're not a physical being anymore. until they realize their energy, which they can, all of them can, and we can help them to go to the higher frequency. Carol Ann, stay away from the light, and then they go off to someplace else. You see, when you supposedly die, you go to those of you that are on this journey, you go to a place like a nursery. Now you can call it limbo, or they have different words for it. And you're in that nursery that's watched over by elders in kind of a cocoon state. And they watch, and every now and then one of those cocoon state beings will start twisting and jumping like a Mexican jumping bean. And then they go over there and cut the cord again, and that light comes out and it ascends up. And it goes up to heaven. You understand? But you got to be on this journey to even get up to that nursery. You understand? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Danny, are you here in Canada? Canada, are you here? Okay.
Yes, yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I just had the headphones in.
Okay, all right. But they're not stuck. So ghosts sometimes are just stuck because they're lower frequency, and they don't realize that they're not physical beings anymore until they release their energy, which they can. All of them can, and we can help them, can go to the higher frequency, and then they go off to someplace else. They go into another dimension, which is higher, which we're probably not participating in. You participate in dimensions, you participate in frequencies. This is why shift into a new frequency is so important. What is my frequency? What am I manifesting? That's what you're manifesting. So if you, and this is science, quantum physics, both look at the identical thing, we could have completely different results in different realities based on what we think and believe about it. Because my wave turning into a particle could be different than yours. Therefore, you will live in a different reality, even though I'm aware of you and you won't participate in mine. So there will be people. Imagine this. There's a big mansion and you're just in a different rooms. That's why some people can see me move stars and other people can't. You understand? Now they can see you and you can see them, but they're in a different reality, a different frequency. So they see everything with physical eyes. If they don't see it with physical eyes, they say it's not happening. I thought I said, oh, it's moving. It's definitely moving, but you can't see it. That's all. You don't hear it. It's there. Yeah.
Call that.
Rahubat. Therefore, you will live in a different reality, even though I'm aware of you and you won't participate in mine. So there will be people. Imagine this. There's a big mansion, and we're just in different rooms. So when you go to have frequencies, you go in a different room. Like we're in a different room right here on this conference call. If you'd have got one number wrong, you'd have ended up beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, in a different frequency, in a different room, in a different place. You thought we're in a different chat room. We're in a room on a certain frequency.
Right.
Yeah, a certain frequency. And then maybe you go into a higher room and a higher room. And when you're in that room, you're totally unaware of all the other rooms. Just like when you look at that channel 6 on TV, you don't know what's going on channel 9, even though it's broadcasted 24 hours a day. People in the other rooms on the other floors, you might hear once in a while, but you don't really participate with them. Does this make sense? That's what dimensions are. That's what the new earth is. So when you go to a higher frequency, you're participating in balanced compassion, love. No more guilt, no more anger, no hatred, no mistrust, no theft, lying, or anger. No more blaming, no more separation. You cannot participate in that new earth unless you're on that frequency, on the frequency of love. You can't go in that room unless you kick out. Okay, they'll kick you out. So go back down to the floor where you belong, where everybody's looking at all the crap and need to be informed so that I can focus on it and create it. When you focus on it, you create it. Do you want to go to the new earth? Your answer ought to be yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. Now look, what I want to do right now, I want to open up the floor for any questions that people might have at this point.
Okay.
I have a question.
Amun, I have a question.
Okay.
I'd like to know if when you're doing the ascension, the barytheric gland is not required?
Yes, it is. I told you that it works in concert with your appendix and your tonsils, your barytheric gland. A lot of people call it the pineal gland, but it's the black box. The barytheric gland is a gland that used to be located in the hippocampus area of the brain. But after it was surgically removed by the Anunnaki, right? Because they failed, to make it into the order of Zodok. Well, Cain failed the test, right? And so they removed the barytheric gland from him to cut off his random access with the Most High, with divine, with his higher senses, intuition, clairvoyance, psychometry, and intuition. You follow?
Right.
They can't hear me in 67?
So how do we know if it's been
we can hear you.
inserted? Or
okay, go ahead.
Should we?
Say
How
again.
do we know if it's been? How do we know if it's been reinserted?
Because it's going to be reinserted in everybody with me, and in the lower submental, about the size of a walnut under your chin. But the thing is that even though it's reinserted, it may not be activated. But there will be some of you that still have your barytheric gland intact. It was never surgically removed. And I'm one of those beings. And some of you have nerve endings that are still there, and you get impressions from where it was. And some of you have just the impression of where it was that still has it inadvertently working for you, right? But ultimately, it will be reinserted in the lower submental of your chin. And for those of you that had your appendix or your tonsils removed, we will replace that too, right? We will replace your tonsils and your appendix. That's why that you have clones. You each have 7 clones apiece. Do you understand?
That's right.
Cool.
Next question.
I have a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm going to give it as an experience. I was dreaming just today. Coming into the day, I was just dreaming that it was raining. In my dreams, I was just dreaming that. But when I woke up and looked out, it was raining.
That's right. That's right. That's how you know, when you get those spiritual packages, you can learn in your sleep if you play them all night. Do you understand?
Cool.
Right. A lot of people ask me, is it better to meditate, at night with the lights on or with the lights off? And I tell them, what difference does it make? It's just like sleep. When you sleep, you don't know whether the lights are on or off. It don't matter, right?
Right.
All right. Now, somebody else had a question. Oh, Danny had a question.
Yeah, Amun, I wanted to ask, I had a family member, or a close family friend, We actually had his funeral today. It was a case where they found him like unconscious, and they said that he didn't receive enough oxygen to his brain for a certain amount of time. But they had him like hooked up to all the machines in the hospital and stuff, right? So they had his body like active or whatever. But I guess he could hear us, but couldn't say anything. So he was in like a coma state. I was just wondering, like spiritually, like what would he be experiencing?
Well, what they call a coma.
Like
I'll give you an example of a coma. Let's say a person is driving a car on the freeway and they run head on into a semi-truck doing 70 miles an hour. Your oversoul, or the Most High, will extract your consciousness out of your body so that you don't get exposed to the trauma of the accident, the impact, right? And you know what that happens? That's why a lot of people, when they come out of serious injury, the first thing they do is ask what happened. And they tell people, I don't remember anything. It's like I just went black. Because they wasn't in there. That was a mercy from the Most High. Just like when Cain killed Abel. Abel wasn't in his body. He was sitting on the throne next to the Most High watching Cain strike his body with the rock. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when that accident happens and you're not in your body, you have an etheric cord, and it gets tangled up in the accident real bad, while your spirit is outside your body, and it can't get dropped back down the etheric cord to pop back into your head to reanimate your flesh. So that way you're in a coma. So they put your body on life support to keep your pulmonary, keep everything, your breath, everything going. But your conscience is not in it. You outside your body. You might be hovering in the room looking down at your body, but you can't get in it. You could be in a coma for 13. That's right. You could be in outside your body for 13 years. And one day a candy stripe will come in there, and she passed by in her skirt, whisked in the wind in a certain kind of way, and it untangles your etheric cord. As soon as it's untangled, then you drop back down in your body, and they say in the paper, oh, it's a miracle. The man snapped out of the coma. No, she untangled the etheric cord with her skirt, and he just slid back into his body and reanimated the flesh. That's all. It's just like, are you old enough are you old enough to remember when they used to administer ether to you before surgery?
Yes.
I've heard you talk about it before on the
I know best you remember. Anyway, ether is a gas that's in line with the word ether, like Etherian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ether is ether.
Mm-hmm.
It raises up your frequency, your vibrations is what it does. And when it does, you raise up the spinal column and go through the etheric cord and you leave your body. That's why you can't feel any pain, because you're no longer in the body. And people that are under the influence of ether, or one of those shots they give you, they say that I was looking down at my body, I saw the doctors and I heard everything everybody was saying, I could see everything going on. But they couldn't feel nothing. And then after they complete the surgery from the car accident, if they can repair your body so they can sustain life, then your spirit will slide back down the cord and pop back into your body and reanimate the flesh. You wake up out of it, and then all of a sudden when you get in your body, after a little time passes, you start telling people, I'm starting to feel pain, I need shots, I need medicine. Because you like a doctor said, you done drop back down in the hell. This is hell down here. Oh, Danny?
Right.
So what it was is your friend, he was outside of his body and he wasn't in there. And whatever them devils did, they cut him off. Because what they do, they call people useless eaters and this, that, and the other, and they cut you off when you're black, right, especially, or give you the black needle,
that's right,
you know what I mean, and put you down or put you to sleep, because they devils, you understand? But he went to a better place, right? Because death and birth are the same thing. You follow? The etheric cord is like the umbilical cord. You die from out of one reality when you're born, and then you're born into another one, into a baby. Now you're still not in this this three-dimensional reality until the doctor turns you upside down and spanks you on the butt. When he spanks you, it causes that pain, makes you cry, and in order to cry, you have to inhale oxygen, which is flammable, and second, or prana that comes from the sun, the life force. Please mute your phone. These are devils there that don't want me talking to y'all. And I had to go through a lot here. It cost a lot of money and time to get these phones and things operating again. But you knew I was going to do it because I love you all. It's my job.
That's right.
And
that's right. We love you too.
Love you too.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Love you too, Amun.
Yeah, we love you. And when they spank you and you inhale that oxygen, which is flammable, and that prana or second, it goes through the power of your nose, the pyramid, and it hits the arterial circulatory system, and your heart is pumping that blood around, and it's depositing in every cell of your body some of that life substance and oxygen to give life to the body until it hits that solar plexus, where that solar or sun is at, that fire, that the Most High when He shared it, He became, that makes you maintain a 98.5 temperature, and your solar plexus, when that flammable oxygen hits that, it ignites a spark, or data starts to tumbling, and that tumbling, like when you ignite the engine in your car, and the pistons start tumbling, they fire up, and that tumbling binds your spirit to the mud of your body to create the living soul. And that's how angelic spiritual beings join the physical realm. But remember, you always inside that body. In fact, the body's inside you. So the real you is in there, and you have an inner vision, an inner hearing, and an inner heart. That's why, O'Day, you can close your eyes and you can see your car parked outside in the driveway through the walls. Because there's somebody inside you that can see through time and space and walls and hear things and all, you know what I'm saying? That's God inside the temple. And the temple is not a building down the street, but it's a place on the side of your head next to your ears. And your eyes are windows to the soul. You follow me? So you understand better what happened to your friend, right?
Yeah, like, I get it, yeah.
If not, turn your question so you can get exactly what you need from me.
No, I got you. That's kind of what I was thinking along the lines of, like, because I went to see him in the hospital, right? So I was like, you know, with everything I know, it's like the etheric cord fully hasn't been cut, so he's probably maybe like lingering around.
That's right. He might have been watching you
that's
visiting.
How my mind works on things. Like, yeah, exactly. So you know.
Yeah. But so now you're going. No, yes.
Can I?
So can you manipulate that etheric cord to untangle it?
No, not you.
By walking around the room.
No, you can't. You can't manipulate it yourself.
No, you feel like a nurse comes in the room, you know, and basically walk by, whatever, you know, to like untangle the cord. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, a skirt might move a certain kind of way, and the wind and the air itself untangles it, right? Because it got tangled up in that accident, in the car accident. You understand? And because the Most High, or your higher self, your oversoul, remove your spirit from your body so that you wouldn't be present in the body to experience the trauma of the impact of the accident. You follow?
Wow. Correct.
So that when the cord got tangled up, you couldn't get back in the body. So you were in a coma.
Right. Okay, I figured maybe you can like walk in and, you know, and, you know, do a tour, I don't know, turn around. I think, you know, like, if that's the case, I'm thinking, like, I could probably walk in the room, right? And then, like, maybe, like, you know, walk around in a circle and do a little twirl, you know, try to untangle it wherever it is.
How can they walk around if they're not the body's not conscious?
No,
it's without repose. The body's without repose. Because the light is let me explain. The light is the life in man.
Okay.
The spirit is, God is the only thing present in you that's alive. So when people try to be the devil, they separate themselves into something that don't exist. Because all is divine love, period. And any evil being, you can't be a part of all, then you don't exist. there's some kind of hell that ain't even real. You understand?
You can't separate yourself from the all.
No, you can't separate yourself from love, but you have free will. You can choose hate and evil, and if you choose that, then you're not a part of. You're not nothing. You just in hell. And it's gonna get hotter and hotter every second.
That's right.
I need all you all to step outside right now and look at a star, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, Amun, this is the first thing as a positive transition and a negative transition, and why I asked that question.
Of course. Just like you got a positive, let me explain. Just like you got a positive life and a good life. Do you know bad people on earth or do you know good people on earth, son?
It's both.
That's right. So you got good people that pass away. You got good and bad people that pass away, right? And I told you that those of you that are asleep in this, so she'll be in the next, right? If you're an asshole here, you ain't gonna wake up and go to heaven. But if you're good here, you go. Yeah, if you were good, and not just good, good alone ain't gonna get you to heaven. You have to be conscious. You have to be you have to be vibrating on a higher frequency. You have to be an intellectual, conscious being to make the ascension. You can't be a thief or a devil or no kind of con man. You can't be that.
Right. Well, I was saying that question was Amun because my mother-in-law, she had a smile on her face when she transitioned. And I
that's good. That's good. Well, you knew her to be a good person?
Yes, sir.
Well, then there it is.
Yes. Thank you.
I love you. Now I need y'all to go outside. Who's the first one to see the moon out there? Or the stars?
I see a star.
I'm looking at Orion.
All right. Okay, you looking at Orion? Can you see Orion?
No. He can go
All right, I'm going to move you a star first. Okay, star, raise up in the name of Amun-Rayay.
It's running up. It's the Messiah star.
That's right.
It's running up.
And now, let's drop down.
It's dropping down.
Now, in a circle, I love you. Clockwise.
It's going clockwise.
See, that's vibrating on higher frequencies there, you see? Operating in the spiritual realm.
I don't see it.
Well, you don't see it. What are you looking at, Orion?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't move Orion yet.
Oh,
okay. All right. Now, Orion, raise up in the name of Amun-Rayay. Now, Orion, tell me what you see, son. Drop down.
I don't see that.
Well, you might be one of those people I'm talking about. You got to stay with us until you wake up because you're still just physical. You understand what I mean? Okay, can you see a star by Orion or the moon, son? Tell me you can see the moon.
No, I don't see them.
Do you see a star by itself over your head?
Not by itself, but
I want to find a star by itself somewhere.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
All right. I'm going to raise that star up. In the name of Amun-Rayay, raise up. It's raising up now. Now I'm going to make it drop down in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Oh, yeah. It looked like it did a little bit.
That's right.
It looked like I saw a little bit of movement.
That's right. You're starting to wake up. Now I'm going to make it go in a circle, clockwise. Go in a circle, clockwise, name of Amun-Rayay. Could you see it moving?
Oh, I don't know.
If you don't see it moving, it's not because it's not moving. It's just that you haven't. Your third eye is still closed. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a physical. It's not physical. It's spiritual, and only spiritual adepts can participate in spiritual realms. All right, son. Or when I say spiritual realms, I mean the new heaven and the new earth, right? Because in the new heaven and the new earth, you can move stars, you can fly, you can live forever. You can do all kinds of things that you can't do here. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And the people with me, they have 1 foot on earth and 1 foot in the heaven, right? So I officially refer to them as not cosmoses or earthlings, but I have another name. What do I call you all? Somebody tell me.
Homo Galactica.
Homo Galactica, like Homo sapiens and cosmoses at the same time, but they're shifting into cosmoses, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But right now, you still more like a Homo sapien, like a human being. But if you stay with us long enough, you will shift up. But you know what confuses me, son? And when you get people that's with me, and thousands of people from all over the world, in every profession, musicians, doctors, politicians, mayors, they watch us move stars with us, and then other people say, they making that up. Ain't no stars move. That tickles me. So you really think all these grown people all over the world getting together, get on the phone to lie to you, nigga? Are you crazy?
We can all see it at the same time too.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the attitude that fallen angels have. If they can't see it, it's not happening, right?
Right.
And that's just crazy. It's really crazy, But everybody that's been with me, sometimes they start off and they can't see it, but after a while they do. You understand? And pretty soon you'll be moving stars yourself. If you want to be one of us, just keep coming and stay close, all right, son?
That's true.
I love you. And everybody, welcome to Brother Home. What is your name?
Jacob.
Jacob?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can everybody welcome Jacob home, please?
Home.
Welcome home, brother.
Welcome home, brother. Much love and light.
We love you, brother.
You will see that
Stay
stuff
close.
move one day. I promise you. You will see it move one day.
Yeah, you
Don't
will
go
see it.
nowhere, all right? Don't go nowhere.
Stay close.
All right, stay close. We love you, brother. All right, I'm going to go on now, and y'all should have enough to think about. You had food for thought. And it was hard for me to get this class to you, and that's only part of it. I have about 2/3 more of it I have to share just on this one topic. So make sure you get more people and post these posts up, even the one you got today. And every media venue, if you're not out posting up these posts and getting people in class and waking up to 144,000, you will not be a part. So do your job and support the mission and get people in the class. I love you all with all my might. And I'm going to do my job. Do yours.